Hey family, this is depression, overcoming depression part two. I had to do a part two to this because it's a lot involved. Getting back to what I was saying, far as visualizing and seeing things, I would say far as your thoughts, because think about this, your thoughts. Let's say, for example, you're thinking something in the room. Okay, I gotta go to the next room to get a paper clip, right? You go to the room to get the paper clip, but you forgot what you went in the room for. So when you go back to the place where you was thinking of it, that thought will be in the air like a cloud. So it's actually a cloud. You see the cartoons with the clouds in the air, different ideas. The thoughts are clouds. So what you want to do is you want to put a brown X through that cloud. If it's negative, if a negative thought, put a brown X through the cloud. Okay. This is how you get rid of those negative thoughts too. That's looping in your head. Since, especially the younger crowd, they really into music. They really into the headphones and everything. I would say get a tuning fork. 432 hertz and 528 hertz. These are dealing with the love frequency. What you want to do is get a tuning fork, a natural tuning fork. And this is how you feed your spirit. You know, it's called a tuning fork, and you eat with a fork, but you're actually hitting this tuning fork. And I want you to record it on your phone, since everybody's listening to their phones. Record it on your phone and put that in your head. Put that on your headphones and listen to that sound. Okay. Another thing that'll be good is, far as colors, like the colors I have on, is focus on the colors purple and gold. These are dealing, remember I said the gold, your mind is gold when you raise your kundalini. So focus on gold. It's a purifying, just looking at gold or wearing gold, it purifies you. Okay? So focus on, if you want to get construction paper, whatever, put purple around you because it's dealing with the higher chakras. So purple and gold is two colors you want to look at. Okay. Now, getting back to the brain again in this area, sometimes it could be what you eat, because it's a worm that's called the trichinella. It's called, basically the way you spell this, Trihинella. Okay. And this is a parasite that comes from eating pork. Now, what this parasite does is it first starts in the colon. And if you don't clear it out from the colon, it goes to different organs, and it finally ends up in the brain. So you may find people that have a lot of headaches and a lot of things, always their head is pressed. Ask, are they eating pork? Ask, what are they eating? Okay. Now this is a parasite that goes, the final destination is to the brain. Okay. And it's from eating a lot of pork and like wild animals, different animals you usually don't eat. Okay. The ways of getting this is, of course, the colon cleanse. First you want to do a colon cleanse if you want to eat this kind of stuff, just to get it out your system immediately. Okay, because what happens with the pork, when you cook the pork, it has that kind of worm in it where it actually protects itself with a coating, so you don't kill it with heat. So what you want to do is, for elimination of these parasites, is a colon cleanse. If you don't do a colon cleanse, get some wormwood, get some garlic, get some aloe vera, golden seal, different these different foods gets rid of any food that is bitter, will get rid of parasites, because the parasites they love sweets, okay, but they hate bitter foods. Also watermelon seeds, it's not the season for it, but that's also a good thing to do. And also for the brain, is dealing with the brain. Hey family, had to change locations because it started raining. So let me get back to this. What I was going to say is the brain is dealing with a mineral called potassium phosphate. Now potassium phosphate is a mineral. It's found in cucumbers, walnuts, cauliflower. Reason why cauliflower, because it looks like the brain. Water, it looks like the brain. Also apples, olives. Different foods are very good for this. Now, the problem with this, if you're not balanced with this mineral salt, you have problems with your thinking, nervousness, mixed emotions, acting without thinking. Okay, so that's also a good thing for the brain. The way it works is this. It's like each person that comes down here, and 9 times out of 10, if you're watching this video, you're an old soul. Now, new souls, they come down here and they party. Doesn't matter. It's like no problems. Everything smooth sailing, smooth sailing. But what happens is when you keep coming back down here, the test gets harder and harder and harder. So what happens is in each organ in our system holds an emotion, right? Like, for instance, the brain, like I was saying, is dealing with, like, let's say Aries is dealing with the brain. So it's like confusion. Everything is about here, compact. Everything is, the ancient word is amen. That's why after each prayer you say amen, because it's dealing with the brain. It's like dealing with the mind that's very powerful. Okay, it's like the hidden source behind the things you're doing. So let's say Aries is dealing with the brain. Let's say Libras is dealing with like the liver. Also, it's a scale, so they're dealing with the lungs. Scorpio is dealing with the genitals, urinary tract, different things like that. So let's say for instance, let's say a Libra. Let's take a Libra, or I could say Leo. They're dealing with the heart, right? But let's say Libra. Libra is dealing with the liver, so that's dealing with anger. That's dealing with anger, resentment. Is dealing with fear, starvation. Is dealing with security. So each organ, with that organ, as far as the liver, the tone you will make, the sound you will make is it's like a baby crying. You do that sound in their ear, actually, it'll calm them down, an infant, because it's tapping back into the source where they came from, the universe. So that sound is a sound you will make far as a Libra, and far as dealing with the liver. Now the liver is dealing with you're not living your full potential. You're not living according to your nature. Okay? So that sound is good sound. And also what I would do in the morning is get a lime in water first thing in the morning, squeeze it and drink it, because that's also a liver flush. It detoxes the liver. So each person comes down here with a certain test, certain thing they have to overcome based on a previous life. Okay, so what I do is I sit down with different individuals, and everybody's different, so I consult with them differently based on their energy field, based on what I'm feeling from their organs, because I pick up different people's vibration and energy, and I go according to that, their individual needs. Okay, so let's talk about the millennials. Okay, because a lot of people that's dealing with this depression thing is coming through younger people that I sit with. Okay, they have a lot of suicidal thoughts, and they have a lot of things that they're going through, and they feel like they don't fit here. The reason why they feel like they don't fit here is because they are coming here to change the program. They can't work a 9 to 5. They can't do all the things that we did 20 years ago, 10, even 10 years ago. They feel like they're entitled because their nature is abundant. It's like going into a rainforest or a forest or a jungle, picking fruit from the trees because nature provides it for you anyway. You shouldn't have to work hard for that. So in their mind, it's like, I'm not going to do something I'm not doing that because it doesn't make sense. Why should I do it this way when I can just go in nature and follow my spirit and it just comes naturally? This is why they come. They're coming to change things. And their parents and people, their elders, they have to kind of like understand where they're coming from. Okay. They're the ones that's dealing with mostly the people I sit down, the younger people I sit down, the depression. They're the ones that's really depressed. And it's like, you're young. Why are you so depressed? The reason why is because they're more connected to the source, to stars and different things like that. So they don't understand why it's a struggle when it shouldn't be, when things are natural. Now, the ways of grounding them is to, let's say, far as crystals, get them a Moldavite stone. Moldavite is asteroid, actually. What that does is it grounds them from the heavens on earth. So it's kind of like when they wear that, they feel at home from where they come from. So get them a Moldavite. Of course, the music and everything. Understand that the ones that are kind, the ones that have a sweet heart, sweet spirit, they're indigo rainbow children. So they are coming to change things. They're coming to redirect the program. They are drawn to technology because they know technology is the reality in their mind of what it is. It is what it is. Because it's kind of like they dealing with downloads, uploads. So it's like a person comes to them and says something. It's downloading to their system. They upload it and loop it in their head, whether it's good or bad, because they don't know. Especially when you're young, you're still learning. So this is why they gravitate towards technologies, because technology is more straightforward. This is what it is. They may seem robotic. They may seem like they're not moved by things. The way you move them is deal with their magic inside of them. Now, when you talk about magic to them, they open up. But when you just talk about mundane things like that, they just become very like, they don't have any expression. Because they know in their spirit that it's got to be more than this. It has to be a broader thing. It has to be a magical way of living that we're not doing. Tradition is not teaching me these things. So when I talk to them and I talk about the magic within themselves, they light up immediately. I'm talking like they light up. They could come in there like down. When I start breaking down the magic and how to incorporate that into their world with the use of technology, because they can reach millions, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people with this, they light up. Because it's like they want, they're inventive, so they want new ways of doing things. Okay? So understand, to the parents, this is why they feel the way they do. And this is why their spirit is not going along with the way it used to be, because it has to be a change. And the change is happening. So I'll just say, listen, open yourself up more, get out the box, listen to what they have to say, because they have a message. And they're not going to listen to the rules anyway. They're just not going along with it. I don't care what you say. They're not doing it. It's just in their DNA. And this is why I was talking about the 528 hertz, because that's another, the tuning fork, that's dealing with the DNA repair. That's opening up your DNA as a parent also, to adjust to what's happening, this new upload that's taking place. So I just want to say that understand all of our natures is formless. It doesn't have a shape, okay? So we just have to be merged with the oneness of what's taking place around us. We can't help it. It's happening no matter what we can do. It's different dimensions opening, different forms. So this is a way to deal with depression, is by, instead of depressing things, opening up and let things come in that's new. So I just wanted to drop this video to deal with depression and how to overcome things and how to center yourself in this world that we presently reside in, that we agreed upon coming back to. So I wish you well. I wish you peace. I wish you a good new year. This is probably the last one of this year that I'm making. And I send love and light to you, your loved ones, relatives, everyone around you. Love and light, peace and love. And my prayers go to everyone that's seeking higher awareness, higher understanding, higher knowledge, higher everything. That's all I can say. All right, family. Love and light. Peace.